Well, here we are at the old Suburban Express office, which has recently been cleared out to make way for a new business. Suburban Express has moved downstairs. But still inside the office is the Grand Aviation map, which covers roughly from Chicago all the way out to the San Francisco Bay, which is kind of up there in the corner. And Dave is here, and he'll be explaining to us, in layman's terms, the trip that we're about to set out on tomorrow morning. Dave?
Well, Dennis, I'm glad you asked me to share my technical expertise in this flying matter with our home audience. Basically, we'll be taking off from Willard Airport in Champaign, Illinois, and flying west. We're going to be flying like way the hell over there, and we'll probably stop about halfway over there, about here. And then at the end of the trip, we're going to fly all the way back to Champaign, Willard Airport. So that's our trip. Dennis, you want to explain it so your home audience can understand?
Okay, I'll give it a shot.
All right, so here we go, the more technical explanation of what we're doing. We are leaving from Champaign, University of Illinois Willard Airport tomorrow at about 8 a.m. And we'll probably fly about 400 miles to somewhere in Kansas or Nebraska. We haven't really figured out our route yet. We may go into Nebraska and follow the Platte River, we may not. And then we'll fly another 300 or 400 miles and stop once again for fuel and food and that sort of thing. And ultimately tomorrow we hope to wind up in Boulder, Colorado, which is over here, right on the edge of the mountains. And the field elevation at Boulder is 5,288 feet, so we will have gone to an area which is a mile high. And the following day, if the weather permits, we're going to depart Boulder and first fly down towards Golden and up to the towns of Blackhawk and Central City, which are old mining towns. And unfortunately, Central City is now a gambling town. That sort of ruined it. And after we look at Blackhawk and Central City, we're going to fly up to Boulder again and fly through Corona Pass, which is right near the east portal of Moffett Tunnel. And then we will, once we cross Corona Pass, we'll fly up to Lake Granby and also possibly into Rocky Mountain National Park. Lake Granby is more or less the headwater of the Colorado River, and we'll be following the Colorado River from that point on all the way down to Las Vegas, which is way over here. And initially we'll fly along the Colorado River and coincidentally also the Rio Grande Railroad through towns like Parshall and Kremling, Radium, State Bridge, Bond, Burns, Dot Zero, and we'll end up in Glenwood Springs. And if you've ever seen my pictures from Amtrak, you may recognize some of the names of some of those towns. In Glenwood Springs, we'll probably stop and take a look around, and then we'll fly up to Aspen and have a look around there as well. And after Aspen, we'll fly back down to the Colorado River Valley and follow the Colorado River to Grand Junction, and then on to Moab, Utah, where we'll have a look at Arches National Park. After Arches, we will fly the Colorado River and then the combined Colorado and Green River, which of course is the Colorado River, through Canyonlands National Park and down to Page, which is where the Glen Canyon Dam is. The Glen Canyon Dam, of course, is the dam that forms Lake Powell, which is all this water up there. After spending the night at Page, Arizona, we'll continue on through the Grand Canyon. And the Grand Canyon here has some strange lines around it, and that indicates that there are significant airspace restrictions that relate to the Grand Canyon, which are, I guess, were enacted for safety reasons and also for environmental and noise reasons. And so the night before we fly the Grand Canyon, I will study all these little boxes on the map here that tell us where we can and can't fly. After flying a little ways through the Grand Canyon, we'll stop at the Grand Canyon Airport, which is just off this sectional. And we'll probably spend the evening there, maybe not. And then we'll continue on along Lake Mead, and we'll see Hoover Dam, and then we'll spend the night in Las Vegas, and hopefully not lose too much money there. And after Las Vegas, we're going to head back in the direction of Chicago, or Champaign, and we're going to stop and have a look at Monument. Well, we probably won't stop. We'll probably just fly through Monument Valley, and then we're going to head over to Cortez, Colorado, and Mesa Verde National Park. Mesa Verde, of course, is the site of numerous Native American cliff dwellings and interesting stuff like that. After that, we'll fly over to Durango, and then fly up the Animas River Canyon to the vicinity of Silverton, and then on up to Montrose. And after Montrose, we'll head east to Salina, and from Salina we'll head up to Leadville, which has a field elevation of 9,927 feet. That makes it one of the highest airports in the country, I would imagine. And since it's such a high airport, conditions will have to be fairly ideal in the morning when we decide to leave. It will have to be a cool day. We'll have to have minimum fuel on board, and we'll have to jettison anything that we don't need to get out there safely. And since we'll have minimal fuel, we'll need to stop as quickly as we can, and that'll probably mean that we'll stop in Colorado Springs. And once we feel up in Colorado Springs, we're just going to make a beeline back home and make a couple stops on the way and wind up back here in Champaign, Illinois, which should be fairly anticlimactic after such a wonderful trip.
So now Dave would like to add something to that.
So, just to recap for your home viewers, starting in Champaign, Illinois, flying way down over there, then our trip all the way back. So that's our trip.
Well, let's go. Well, here we are on Saturday morning. It's just about 8 a.m. and we're trying to decide where to go because the weather's not cooperating. There's a low pressure system that's dominating eastern Colorado, which is going to prevent us from going directly to Boulder. So we're considering our options, which include going to Rapid City and spending a day there waiting for the weather to clear up in Colorado, or going to Kearney, Nebraska and doing the same, or trying to sneak down around to the south western corner of Kansas and up into Colorado below that low pressure system. So who knows where we'll end up.
So now we are getting ready to go, and we are packing the plane with our insane amount of crap. Just special for our trip, Dennis had the interior of his plane reupholstered in this fine Corinthian foam rubber.
05 Victor's over Main Street, about a mile east of the bridge, westbound 2,500 feet. Affirmative. Continue westbound. 05 Victor, thanks for your help. Zero 05 Victor over to 124.7. Thanks a lot.
Here we are in Topeka, Kansas. After 4 hours of grueling flying. There's the Husky. We're gonna get some fuel and head over there for some food. We're pretty tired and pretty sore. Wouldn't you say that's a fair assessment of the situation, Dave?
Yes, stop filming, I've got to pee. Okay, we are now over Kansas on our way to hopefully Dodge City. Depending, I guess, on how the weather stacks up here. We're experiencing a lot of rain ahead of us, and actually it's raining, it's light rain. are flying over Larned, Kansas. Because of a low ceiling ahead of us, we did not make it to Dodge City, or anywhere in Colorado for that matter. So we are going to park our butts here.
Mike, currently
We're going to park our butts here for this evening and check out the exciting nightlife. And I think they actually have some type of historical thing here, so we might check it out while we're here.
Larned traffic, Husky 9605 Victor is on downwind for runway 4, turf B.
Okay, here we are at Larned, Kansas, where we made a rather quick landing to avoid the, what do you call it, low ceiling. It's Dave crawling out of the plane, looking a little stiff. Pretty nice little airport here. It's like mainly an agricultural operation. Yeah, not much to see, just kind of out in the middle of nowhere. One plane on the ramp. Sorry if you're getting dizzy with this pan. Anyhow, Larned, Kansas. Here we are at Garden City, Kansas, after a rather unpleasant landing, and we're going to put the plane in the hangar for the evening. We are in the Wheatlands Hotel in, where are we? Garden City, Kansas, watching the Weather Channel. As you can see, we've got some unpleasant weather, and while precipitation isn't really a problem here, we've got low ceilings, so we're kind of stuck.
So we chose our hotel on the basis of this sign right here, the topless swimming pool. And so you can imagine our when we realized it was just a building without a roof.
Well, now it's about 11 a.m. in the morning and we're still at Garden City, and the weather is finally improving. Looks like we might get out of here. Next stop should be La Junta, Colorado.
Right now we have just left Garden City and we are heading west to La Junta. And we're flying above scattered clouds here. And notice the ground the way the farms are set up here are completely, there's some circles. Most of them are set up circular because of the irrigation method they use out here. As in this shot right here. But ahead of us looks like more of the same scattered clouds. Hopefully it'll break up altogether. And we'll have a clear landing in Colorado.
Did you remember to turn the mic on?
Yes, Dennis, the mic is on and we are recording.
Southwest of Akron. I'd like to give you a pilot report. And currently it's nearing 8,000. There are a few widely scattered small clouds at this altitude.
This, hoping it's discernible in the photo, is our first glimpse of the mountains. Maybe a little hazy, and right now it just looks like kind of a dark shadow way in the distance. But we're fairly sure that they are the mountains. And the terrain here has also changed quite a bit from being very flat, farmland and so forth. A lot of this ground it's not necessarily farmland, and it's noticeably a little more hilly.
This river valley is kind of interesting over here too, in that it's pretty well defined, and obviously intensely irrigated. It's kind of an oasis in the arid area here. There's an aqueduct here below us. Kind of interesting. The aqueduct has a bridge. There's a bridge in the aqueduct that goes over a creek.
Victor, isolated thunderstorms and light rain showers forecast throughout Colorado through the afternoon into the early evening.
05 Victor, I guess that'll do it. Thank you very much.
Number 05 Victor, you're welcome. The Pueblo altimeter 3001.
Denver, Flight Watch, Bird Dog 5245, Golf 7 east of Akron.
Okay, here we are, about 20 miles east of Pueblo, Colorado, and we're getting a better view of the mountains in the distance. It still may look kind of like a dark shadow on the tape, but you can kind of discern the ridge line. What we're flying over right now is the terrain continues to get a lot more hilly and less compatible for agriculture. I hope you can tell by this shot taken now of the rougher terrain, the lack of development.
Off in that direction, if it weren't for the clouds, you'd be able to pick out Pikes Peak, which is up by Colorado Springs and Manitou Springs, just to the north of us.
For our home audience, see that cloud right there? It's bad, very bad.
Looks like there's some sort of Army ammunition plant or depot here. Off to the left, we have the Department of Transportation rail test and research facility. You can see a loop of railroad track, and it's where they perform tests on railroad equipment, conduct research into new technology, and that sort of stuff.
4.0, so long.
Okay, here we are. We're probably right over Pueblo, Colorado right now. We're just about to pass over it. You can see that the terrain is changing quite rapidly, and off in the not too far distance there's a lot of hills and so forth. You can start picking up a lot of tributary and water runoff patterns. In the distance, you can see the ridgeline again. It's a little bit more pronounced from where we're at right here, especially that point right there. I'm going to try and zoom in on it a little bit. So hopefully you can see it right there. That's the ridgeline of the mountains. You can discern a little bit of snow on top. Get a feel for a little bit of the rockiness.
north of where we're flying. And you can definitely see several sets of ridge lines in this shot.
Husky 05 Victor, radar service terminated 21 miles west of Pueblo. Squawk VFR, frequency change approved. Good day.
05 Victor, thank you for your help. Denver Flight Watch Husky 9605 Victor, listening on 122.0, 15 miles west.
Restricted visibility. Gunnison reporting same thing. Aspen has an estimated ceiling 8,000, broken visibility 30 with Virga southeast and southwest. We had one pilot report north of your route from Aspen to Mount Evans. At 1-2000, a single-engine Grumman reported isolated rain showers, light chop, and the passes were clear. Over.
05 Victor, okay, we'll just keep our eyeballs peeled, and there's not really much to report here, except a little amount of obscuration off of the Pike Peak area.
Denver Flight Watch, station air 756 Juliet 2, 20 miles west of Colorado Springs. 756 Juliet Zulu, 20 miles, 25 miles west of Colorado Springs at 12,500, like to do a pilot. At 756 Juliet Zulu, and
Let's see, where'd our railroad go? Not to be confused with the Royal George Theater on Halsted. Off to the right we have the Royal Gorge, and there's the Royal Gorge Bridge. I'm sure it has a name, but I can't think of it. And that's a bridge that you can pay a few bucks to go drive across or walk across and get a view of the Royal Gorge. Down in the gorge is the Rio Grande Railroad, and we'll be flying along the Rio Grande Railroad basically all the way up to Leadville. And you can see a number of cars on the bridge, and also the visitor center and all the other commercial activity going on there. Let me turn the plane a little to the left so we can see it better. Okay, little bumps there. off to the left is the city of Leadville. Leadville, according to Trivial Pursuit, is the highest city in North America. I'm not exactly sure what the definition of the word city is, but at one point it was a rather large mining and smelting town, primarily in the late 1800s and early 1900s. Anyhow, so we're about to land at Leadville, highest field in North America. Leadville traffic, Husky 90605 Victor, is about 3 miles out on the extended center line of runway 34. Straight in for runway 34, full stop, Leadville traffic. Any other traffic, please advise. It's a nice place to put some high tension power lines. Leadville traffic, Husky 90605 Victor, short final, runway 34, full stop, Leadville traffic. Little gusty.
Here we are in Leadville, Colorado, the highest field in North America, elevation 9,927 feet. And at this moment, the person here is tying down our plane as Dave unpacks it. And the weather here is kind of iffy. Clouds are coming down. Mosquito Pass is closed. It's not really clear what's going to happen. Maybe we'll get out tomorrow. Maybe we won't. But at least we're in a nice place. Although Dave previously expressed a feeling of calm or something like that in the plane, he's now displaying his true emotions. Dave, what are you feeling?
I like the land.
All right.
This is a particularly good moment for Dennis, having landed at North America's highest airport.
9,927 feet for the 10th time, I suppose.
There you go, there it is.
Well, let's go get some beer, Dave.
Sounds good to me, Dan.
Could you step back out of the picture, please?
So here we are at the Leadville airport. Just to give you an idea of what we're looking at. I'm up a couple steps on this hill right next to where Dennis parked the Husky. And the view here is absolutely breathtaking. With the mountains, well, actually we're surrounded by mountains. But we flew along this mountain range here, parallel to it, until we got to Leadville. And we landed. I'm going to turn around so you can get the full picture of what the heck's going on here. Up here is just a tree line that's kind of obscuring. There's more mountains right on the other side of this tree line. Obviously in the distance. But it's pretty spectacular up here.
And this is the District 11 schoolhouse just outside of Leadville, which I took a nice stereo slide of back in 1983. It seems like it wasn't boarded up back in 1983. And there's Dave waiting for me to take the video of the schoolhouse. And off to the left of Dave there the railroad yard. Who cares, right?
Okay, there we are at a good lookout point over the Origin Bridge. And Dennis is leaping onto that thing out on the, it's kind of like a pedestal out there separated from the land. And it's kind of hard to get an idea of how far down that is, but that's a pretty steep drop, and I would absolutely not get out on there. And actually, it freaks me out every time Dennis jumps over there. So Dennis and I just drove down that road and took the pass over that bridge and came around again. Below, the road splits off and goes to a nice cool little town off to your left, and under that are the railroad tracks and a small stream. You'll see the stream here kind of going up just to the right of that road right there, and then the stream follows straight up. Again, it's just completely gorgeous here.
Currently driving down Route 24 from Leadville to the town of Minturn, and off to our left there is the town of Gilman, which is kind of hung on the side of a rather steep cliff. Well, here we are on Interstate 70, and we're going to stop at Vail to take a look around. We're now in Breckenridge, Colorado, where we've stopped for some food and maybe to buy a pullover for Dave. This is the main street. Pretty deserted, because we're kind of in between seasons here. After a nice dinner in, where are we? Breckenridge. And a couple beers, as you may be able to tell. We are now headed south out of town, the town of Breckenridge that is, to, let's see, where are we going? We're going to like Alma and Buena Vista and that kind of thing. So, here we go. Here we are at the top of Hoosier Pass, which is between, whoops, trees. Which is between Breckenridge and Alma. And Alma is off in that direction there. The skies look pretty nice. Hopefully it'll be like this tomorrow for our flight out of Leadville. Presently we're south of Fairplay on US 285, headed back to Leadville, and this is the South Park area of Colorado, which is kind of a big green flat meadow area, and you can't really get a feel for how vast it is because this wide-angle lens is not wide enough. And off to the west, from the same position as the previous shot, you can see mountains and the sky looks pretty nice. Hopefully it'll be nice like this when we are ready to leave tomorrow. Now we're en route from Buena Vista back up to Leadville, which is our home for the evening, and the sun's setting off to the west there. It's a beautiful Monday morning in Leadville, Colorado, and looking down the street you can see some of the neat old buildings in the highest city in the United States at one time. And the cloud cover looks pretty minimal, so we should be in for a good day.
yesterday. Took pictures on rocks overlooking that point.
Kind of interesting what the road did before the big bridge. It came up to Red Cliff and then made kind of a U-turn and went back out around the thing there.
What we're looking at right now is Vail, Colorado. Kind of a long town tucked between the mountains.
We're at 13,500 feet. Mount Powell. Mount Powell is at 13,600 feet. And the ridge line appears, the contour line of the ridge appears to be about 11,000 feet. Deceiving, eh? We'll do the 45-degree thing. That way, if we find a downdraft, we can zip down that valley to the left. On the I don't remember what the term is. Over there's the Continental Divide. The highest, Rollins Pass would be like straight off our way. We are at 14,000 feet, approaching the Granby area. right there is the town of Granby, and just behind Granby is Rocky Mountain National Park. And I'll kind of turn here, and you can follow the highway, which is Route 40, from Granby to the town of Hot Sulphur Springs. And though that road looks pretty flat, it's actually quite steep, as I discovered while cycling on it in 1981. Down there is the town of Hot Sulphur Springs, where they have some hot springs, as the name sort of implies. And then after Hot Sulphur Springs is Byers Canyon, which is that area of kind of pointy, igneous-looking rock. And it's really a pretty small canyon, but it's kind of spectacular from the ground. And then beyond Byers Canyon, there's an archery range, and the town of Parshall. And where the road bends just before Parshall, where there are a couple of green roofs and some various buildings there, is the Bar Lazy J Dude Ranch. Hey, could I have the 35mm camera, please, Dave? their car up and let it slide off the slope, and it slides like 1,000 feet down and is totaled. So they finally claim. drops so steeply through this canyon that then around to a couple bends here, then they've got a big generating station that takes advantage of that drop in the water.
We have landed at Rifle, Colorado, significantly lower elevation than Leadville. Well, I guess every airport's lower than Leadville, but the sky is very clear, and you can notice a big temperature difference here. We've been following the Colorado River down, and just to give you an idea of the spectacular scenery and what a beautiful day is, I'll try and kind of pan around in a circle so you can kind of see what we're looking at. Now, ahead of the mountains that you've been seeing, those are pretty far off in the distance, but before that, there's a valley where the Colorado River runs. This is the airport. The building's located here. And there are some other planes on the runway. And come back around to Dennis's plane. Dennis wanted to sunbathe in the nude, but this is all they let him do.
clear.
Seneca, stationary 945, save position now.
Okay, I'm 7.
Needless to say, this valley is a desert, except that it's irrigated by the Colorado River.
Thank you, sir. 018.
Here we are at Canyonlands Airport, just outside of Arches National Park. And as you can probably tell, it's pretty windy here. Over here we've got our plane, which we're going to put in the hangar for the night. There's Dave. He's not feeling too well, just like me. Dave's impression of the wind. When we parked the plane, it started to roll away. We've now moved the plane inside the hangar at Moab, Canyonlands Airport, and Dave, the loadmaster, is currently engaged in the unpacking of the plane.
I got it. Here we are, Canyonlands National Park. Still driving through Canyonlands National Park, waiting to get to the really kick-butt stuff. But in the mountain, or in the background, you can see the mountains. where we just came from. And you can see we are going at about, I think probably about 106, passing an RV. Not really, probably went 60. Charging you.
What exactly are you shooting there, Dave?
Mountains. You don't like the mountains? I like the mountains. And when I zoom like that, I feel like we're about to go right off a cliff.
Hey Dave! Hey Dave! Get back up here!
This is a good shot!
Yeah. You just killed a raptor with that bit of debris.
The guy has to do for a drink of water around here.
How's the water down there, Dave?
That sucks.
We're back at Canyonlands field, where Dave is busily unpacking the car. And in a few minutes, we're gonna run down to our plane.
altimeter and 190 at 12 for the wind, and we're going to stay in the hold over the VOR for a couple of turns and then execute the VOR runway 21 approach. We're still 26 miles west of Cortez, and we're at 9,500. We're planning to hold over
which is off to our left. This is off to our right, and where the two rivers meet is coming up straight ahead of us. Following the Colorado River. Oh, it's swirling around there. Some more footage of the Colorado River. Makes its way around. Right under our plane. The two rivers should meet pretty much right over where we're flying. Right there in the center of the picture. Where the Colorado River, which is the Green River. Colorado River coming from off in the upper left portion. Green winding underneath us, around this bend, and then meeting up right there. More emergency landing strips. There's some rapids.
National 4975 Foxtrot departing on runway 33.
Uh-oh, there's some villains at Page.
Okay, roger that. So we'll probably enter on left base for 3-3 and we'll report about 10 miles out. Page traffic, Cessna 3552 Echo, entering left downwind runway 33. Page traffic, Cessna 230.
Twin Cessna 6319 X-ray is about 9,005 miles east. We'll be circling and entering the 45 to the left downwind 33 Page.
Cessna 377 turning final, runway 33. Page traffic, citation 161 Charlie Charlie is 6 miles to the southwest. We'll be entering left base for 33. At Page, we have traffic on final insight.
All right, Twin Cessna 6319 X-ray will be on the right downwind for 33. We'll follow the citation in.
Okay, 1 Charlie Charlie, we'll be looking for you.
How come?
Phoenix 727, Page Unicom.
Page Unicom, Husky 05 Victor.
This is Page Unicom, go ahead.
What are your winds now? I was trying to figure out what's it. The canyon beyond the last couple wiggles of the Glen Canyon there is Marble Canyon, which is the top end of the Grand Canyon.
About 6 miles to the north, requesting any traffic advisory.
Hello again, unofficial altimeter is 29094. Winds are currently out of the northwest and they're about 5.
of rock here that they cut in half.
St. George Unicom, this Malibu 90255.
Known as the Beehive.
To the northeast, airport advisory, please. NF Unicom, this is 49 uniform out of the area. Thank you for observing the day. Thank you. Malibu 90255 Hotel, 14 to the northeast, inbound for landing. Airport advisory, please. Fighter 1-2 Bravo is flying out of landing today.
KJR traffic, Husky 05 Victor is right base, runway 33, full stop. Page.
Unicom, airport advisory for Scenic 673.
Okay, the unofficial altimeter is 2993. Winds are currently out of the north at about 8 to 10 knots.
Thanks. to go across the way here. Okay, folks, we're getting ready to leave the main channel and go back into Forbidden Canyon. Forbidden Canyon leads to Rainbow Canyon, and along in here there is some very nice scenery and some things I'll point out to you as we go along in the canyon. Jump back into this canyon. It's about 4 miles. For those of you who are interested or might need to, you might want to use the restroom before we get to Rainbow Bridge Monument, and also kind of prepare yourself for the walk up there. It's about a quarter-mile walk up to the Rainbow Bridge Monument. Okay, at this point, folks, we're going to be leaving Forbidden Canyon and entering into Rainbow Canyon. area of Rainbow Bridge National Monument. And there's some things that you need to know before we go in there. And one thing, of course, is when the boat leaves. After we dock, we leave 1 hour later. So please check your watches once we tie up on the dock and make sure that you return to the boat in 1 hour. As far as the Rainbow Bridge National Monument is concerned, view also in the contrast of Navajo Mountain.
This is a terrific look.
It is.
Oh yeah. Here we are inside of Grand Canyon National Park, and we're about to walk the rim trail from the visitor center down to the village, and then we're going to head on down Bright Angel Trail a little ways down into the canyon. And here's Dave for a more visual explanation of what we're doing. What are we doing, Dave?
What are we doing? We are here,
Uh-huh.
and basically this red line is a rim trail. It's a trail that runs right along the rim of the Grand Canyon. First, we're going to head this way down to the Grand Canyon Village, where we're going to pick up some supplies, and hopefully probably get on this Bright Angel Trail, I believe, and take it probably about halfway down, and then back up, which takes 6 to 9 hours. If we were to go all the way down, I guess it's about 8 hours all the way down, and they say budget 16 for the trip back. So we're only going halfway and back, which should take the rest of today. Okay, here's Dennis and I walking up to get our first rim view of the Grand Canyon. As you can tell, it's been raining off and on. We're about to embark on a longer journey, but
Okay, let's go. My National Lampoon Vacation.
I think visibility sucks donkeys, but I'll have to show you what we can. Now I'll try not to trip over anything and plummet into the canyon. I'm going to hang out right here.
Are you still rolling?
Yeah. So, over that edge right there, that stops the doozy. You can kind of get an idea of what's going on here. But I'm sure we'll get some better footage as we start descending and get to some better viewpoints. There's Dennis making his way down there to get a photo and not wanting to go any closer to the edge. Well, maybe a little closer. That is pretty far down there. Oh, this is not even capturing it.
We went down to Bright Angel Campground.
Where the cabins are down there?
Yeah, that's Staffing Ranch. Yeah.
When did you start?
When did we start? At 6 a.m. this morning. Yeah, we hiked down yesterday and then hiked back up this morning. Come on, Eddie. Let's go and sit. Yeah. Especially with the back. Hey, guys.
Come on, Boo.
All right, I'll go a little.
Saw many cautionary signs along the way, but none was as graphic as this particular one right here. And I don't even think they need words here. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Here we are on Bright Angel Trail. Trail goes down that way, doubles back on itself, does the same thing many times. It works its way down to that ridge out there, the kind of point thing there. That's where we're headed, with an inadequate supply of water and food.
Beggar. You don't happen to know what the vertical drop is on this trail to the 4 mile point, do you? Or whatever that is?
I still...
Uh-huh.
And
It's going by.
Sorry. Thanks.
I
think there's any gap. It has. It's been there on the world at that point in time. Yeah. And so that was
Uh-oh. What are you doing, Victor?
Here we are, about 2/3 of the way down the canyon. That's our view back up. And the highest ridge isn't even where we came from, because behind there, further from us, are even higher ridges. And so that's going to give you an idea of where we came from. That's going to give you an idea of where we got to go. Still a lot more hiking to do. This is something interesting. The trail switches back and forth, back and forth. It's so steep in this area that it has to switch back and forth quite a few times, as you can see by the amount of times it goes back and forth. Okay, here we are a little bit further down. We've descended vertically most of our length, but we still have to make it. It's probably a little under 3 miles, way out to this place called the Point, and that's evidently where the most spectacular view is. So here we are at Indian Gardens, where we stopped and nibbled on some food and got some more water. We're going to continue on to a point that's about 1.5 miles from here, where we should be able to have some good panoramic views. We've just gone around a bend at Indian Gardens, and this is our view. You're walking to that point in the middle of your screen, and where we get a pretty good panoramic, the sun hitting it just right, of the different colors and so forth of the Grand Canyon. That's so peaceful here. So right now we're looking at basically where we came from. We're not even all the way out to this point yet. So you can tell we've dropped quite a bit in elevation. The terrain at this point is quite a bit thicker. Less steep, it's a lot flatter. The air is thicker. And coming upon this ridge over here, there's Dennis in the middle of the screen. And you can see how the light is really illuminating the colors in the rock. Okay, right up there is approximately where we have to go. We're now at our destination. Let me give you an idea how far away we've come and how far away we still have to go. Try and zoom out a little for you. Dropped about 3,000 feet in elevation, and I think we've walked about, actually I think this is about probably close to 6 miles out. We have to make it all back today, and the sun is setting. Not setting, but it's late in the afternoon. We may actually arrive as there is no light left. But let me pan around and give you an idea of what we're looking at here.
Oh, no, yeah, no, it's a turkey vulture. You can see the red on it. Yeah.
It is?
Yeah.
No, we'll have to go up there.
You can see there's a Colorado River there towards the bottom of the screen. And there's the trail going up. That's how we get up on here. And once again, finish up. We have to go way at the top of that point. There towards the bottom right of your screen is the trail that winds down and goes to the bottom of the Grand Canyon to the river. And right behind that rock is a camp where you can go, but it's one day down and one day up because it's such a treacherous climb. There you see the railing I'm standing against. And down there where the Colorado River goes. And there, I don't know if the glare is prohibiting you from getting the full impact of this scene. But you can see where the river goes. Back up, back and forth through the Grand Canyon. Coming up to this point. You get an idea how high up we are on this lookout point. Down there is where the campground is. It's definitely worth a walk, Dennis.
As Dave's probably already told you, that is the direction from which we came. At the top of the ridge line is the studio in the lodge. And we've got one hell of a walk back up there ahead of us. Dave pondering the trip back. Where we live. View off to the northeast, I guess. Nice evening sun. Down there behind the rock is Phantom Ranch, which is where the Bright Angel Trail crosses the river and heads up this canyon here, side canyon. Winds up there somewhere. We're not going to be doing that because it's too far. Here's Dave looking at the scenery. Another shot down at the Phantom Ranch area. You can see the trail proceeding from the lower right hand corner of the picture around the Hershey's Kiss, and then it crosses the river kind of behind the Hershey's Kiss.
Okay, we're about 3/4 from that point way the hell out there, and we've made really good time, and we're really tired, and we're really out of breath, and we will be both paralyzed from the waist down tomorrow. But as you can see from the views that we saw down there, it's entirely worth it. Well, let's just recap and see how far we've walked. Let me zoom in on that point again. Way the heck down there.
Hey, they're catching up, Dave.
And now we're way the heck up here. That's pretty far.
I'm tired, Dave.
Dennis is a little tired.
And the competition's catching up.
We're trying to...
They're closing in.
Alright. You take a picture of me and then we'll stop.
This is a competition, not an exhibition. And there they are.
Well, we've made it to the stop. Dennis is shortly behind me.
Ah, you made it, dude.
Yeah, there's Dennis now. The picture is highly illuminated on the iViewer, but I hope you're getting the actual color. A lot of deep reds. It's just an incredible view. There's the sky.
What time is it? 10 till 8. Faster up than down, I think. Well, let's go to the campfire. Here we are headed back into the park for a second day of festivities.
Here we are at the train station inside the Grand Canyon National Park, and this train goes round trip every day from Williamsburg to the Grand Canyon Park and then back. We considered taking it, but then we'd have to spend the night in Williamsburg, and we didn't. Our schedule was too scattered, and we didn't know what was going to happen. What you see in the frame now is the lodge buildings, the lodge area, and the front of the Angel Trail. There's all the buildings, all on the cliff, all on the rim. I put it in perspective, trying to widen out as much as I can. Here's the resort area, and then the slashing line that you see in the middle of the picture is the beginnings of the trail we hiked down yesterday.
Okay, good.
Right there in the middle. What the trail does is switch back numerous times, so you're going off to the right and coming back left. What I'm going to try and do is follow it down so you can somewhat follow our path down the mountain yesterday. You can see it winding down. And it starts flattening out towards the bottom there. And out to that far point that you saw in the video earlier.
Cactus. Is this cactus at Four Corners reminding me? Everybody doesn't have pictures like that. I think it's Chris's side. Grand Canyon. Pretty gross. I like it for it's small. That'd be fun, I think. I've never been enough.
You just had no clue? Or just didn't know what the heck was going on with that one section?
Both.
Really?
Minus the just.
Okay, wait there. I'll be right there. Don't hold your breath, though. Yeah, don't.
Yeah, there's another part of the river over there.
Skycap 6, PMC to Mountain on the Black 2, 8000.
Can I see my camera for a sec, please?
Hey.
On the Black 1 at 87, climbing for 95. This is Explorer 3 on frequency. Good river.
Yeah, we're coming up behind you, and I
What you're saying there?
Skycap 6, Charlie on the Black 2, 8000,
Colorado River.
Black 1.
Grand Canyon. Little Colorado Canyon going up to the right. Grand Canyon going kind of.
Can't hear you. Just basically low level.
That's Little Colorado, joining the Colorado.
Zuni Charlie on the Black 2 for the Black 1, 8000. Rock 1 is splitting west on the Black 1 Alpha at 93, climbing to 95. U1 Dragon Bravo on the Black 1 Alpha 95.
Couple minutes, we're going to make a 180.
Talk 2 is crossing the river on the Black 1 Alpha 85, transitioning to the Blue 1 reverse. Airstar 2 is Grandview outbound for Zuni.
Still got that plane?
Bravo, Dragon Alpha, I guess, or Dragon Bravo, rather, it's the Black 1 Alpha at 95. Yeah, that's range, open spring range, you got a 7-4. Yeah, that's right, Zuni on the Black 1, 8000. Up 13, Echo Eve, Green 1, 75. 85, 50 seconds. Copter 8, Echo Eve, Mesa, Green 1, 7.5.
for you? That's from, let me go over and try and see if it's been updated. Dragon rejoining screen 2 out of 8.8.
Drive all sailed, we're going to fly right across the end of
Green 1 Alpha at 88.
Okay, can you watch for traffic for a sec?
Yes.
And Skycap 6 at the river switching. Skycap 10, tower raw 8.5 on the Black 1 Alpha. Copter 12, Zuni Alpha Green 175. Upper 10, northeast of the Dragon, descending out of Green 1 Alpha, the Green 2 to 75. Copter 18 is Dragon's Head, Green 2 set 4.
Okay, I'm back.
Copter 8, Dragon Head, Green 275. Copter 5, Aviat Green 275. Black 1, 8,000. Clear 3, clear 6.
altimeter 3004. Expect a visual approach, runway 21 in use. Notice to airmen, the Mauser approach lighting system for runway 21 is out of service. Advise on initial contact you have information X-ray.
What you're seeing in the picture now is Flagstaff, Arizona.
This is Flagstaff Airport Information X-ray Flagstaff Record Report 1656 Zulu. Automated weather, measured ceiling 4,500 broken, 6,000 broken, visibility greater than 10 miles with light rain. Temperature 48, 2.31. Wind 280 at 8, altimeter 3004. Expect a visual approach, runway 21 in use. Notice to airmen, the Mauser approach lighting system for runway 21 is out of service. Advise on initial contact.
Actually, this is not Flagstaff, Arizona. This is Williams.
This is Flagstaff Airport Information X-ray Flagstaff Record Report 1656 Zulu. On 8, altimeter 3004. Expect a visual approach, runway 21 in use. Notice to airmen, the Mauser approach lighting system for runway 21 is out of service. Advise on initial contact you have information X-ray.
Here we are at Gallup, New Mexico, where the windsocks over in that direction, one in the right-hand side of the frame and one in the left-hand side of the frame, do not agree on which direction the strong wind is coming from. Over here we have the Husky, which did not seem to want to stick to the ground when we landed here, nor did it want to seem to stick to the ground while we were taxiing. And there's Dave. Consistent with the general theme of this trip, our courtesy car has a flat tire. So I guess we'll be taking a taxi cab. Here we are in beautiful downtown Gallup, New Mexico, looking at Business Route 66.
this in the dryer?
Yeah, go ahead.
All of it?
Sure. On the end. Here we are at the Gallup Municipal Airport where the windsock is limp, thank goodness. And Dave will do his impression of the windsocks yesterday. Dave? Oh, okay.
I'm on.
Here we are in Gallup, New Mexico. Yesterday we were over here at the Grand Canyon Airport, which is alarmingly close to Gallup, New Mexico, only about 200 miles. And we are headed to Champaign, which is about 1,175 miles away. So I guess we've got a ways to go, Dave.
Is there 5 Victor? Look.
Unlike other cities we visited, they really went all out for us in Santa Fe. They threw a big parade through the downtown area. Boy, were we happy.
No horses though.
Do I remember Fort Smith?
Where the horse population exceeded the human population?
No.
Here we are in downtown Santa Fe, and behind us is the city square, which we'll see in a second. And off to the right, there is an art show, which we're going to see.
Okay, we're flying over Las Vegas right now, and that's what you see in your picture. However, it is not Las Vegas, Nevada, but Las Vegas, New Mexico.
Don't zoom past that little bar, though.
in La Junta, Colorado. And there's Dennis taking a picture of our hangar. And let me tell you folks, what a beautiful hangar it is. And FYI, that was the last time you saw the video. But, okay, so here's what happened. We're up in the air, we're calling for the weather, and it looks like it's cloudy ahead of us. So we landed in La Junta. So we put the plane in the hangar, you know, get a nice pretty shot of the town, do all this screwing around in the plane, in the hangar, and then we started calling for hotels. Well, while we were in the air, we called the guy here and he said, hotel, no problem. Well, we called every hotel within like a 50-mile radius and we couldn't get one. So we are taking off to a town that's about an hour, I'm not sure, it's over 50 miles away, just over 50, Lamar, Colorado. And we are going to fly out there and land and stay at the Cow Palace Hotel. And so that's where we're off to now, and that's why on the same day, only a half hour after we landed, we are going to leave once again.
Okay, folks, as I told you, we were going to Lamar. Scratch that. We changed our minds about 10 minutes later. We are now on our way to Dodge City, Kansas. And off, probably just out of view of this camera, is Garden City. And we're about 60 miles away from Dodge City. Heading east, and that's where we'll park it for the night. Really honest this time.
146 knots.
There's the airport.
Monticello on our way back to Champaign. Only a few more minutes left. We'll be back home.
Here we are back in Champaign at Ground Zero, where we started, and Dave will explain in layman's terms, I'm afraid, what actually occurred, and perhaps you'll be able to see how that deviated from our original plan. So take it away, Dave. Okay.
Okay, we started here, and as I said, we went way over there, and then we came back. And that's pretty much what we did. That's it.
Okay, what we actually did was we flew from Champaign, more or less directly west over Quincy, and on through the Kansas City area to Topeka, where I had the world's largest barbecue sandwich, approximately 8 inches in diameter. What do you say, Dave?
About that, yeah.
And then we went on from Topeka to, where did we go next?
Garden City.
Garden City, how could I forget? We went on to, well actually, we went on here and we circled around in low ceilings and went to Larned, where we landed on a little grass strip, gathered our thoughts, and continued on to Garden City, home of the world's greatest nightclub, wouldn't you say? Then we went on from Garden City, west past Lavar, La Junta, Pueblo, and on up this big valley to Lake County Airport, Leadville, the highest airport in North America, where we did not sleep at all. Next, we continued on up through Tennessee Pass and up across this area here over to Hot Sulphur Springs, where we could get a glimpse of Grandview, but didn't really see it well. Continued on along the railroad tracks in the Colorado River, past Cumming, State Bridge, Dot Zero, all that kind of thing, to Glenwood Springs, where we did not stop. Flew up the valley a little bit, then on over to Rifle, where we did stop. Took a little nap and continued on through Grand Junction and over to Canyonlands Airport, where, as I recall, the winds were rather unfavorable. Canyonlands Airport was an overnight stop. We spent the night in Moab after taking a look at Dead Horse Point, which is here, and the overlooks at Canyonlands National Park, which I did not see because I was too sick to look at them. Went to Moab. Next day we flew from Canyonlands down the Colorado River to Glen Canyon Dam in the town of Page, Arizona. At Page we took a boat ride out to Rainbow Ridge National Monument right here and back to Page. The following day we flew around the restricted airspace around Grand Canyon, landed at Grand Canyon Airport, where we then foolishly decided to hike down the Bright Angel Trail and back up in one afternoon. My muscles still hurt from that. How about you, Dave?
Yep.
Yeah. Next day we deciphered all the Grand Canyon airspace maps and flew east a little bit, up, down, over, around, and then, down to Flagstaff. We didn't stop at Flagstaff though. We flew on to, where did we fly to?
Gallup, New Mexico.
Flew to Gallup, which is down here somewhere. spent the night in Gallup, and then continued on to Santa Fe, New Mexico, which is presumably here. Spent the afternoon in Santa Fe, and then headed on east, but not without first stopping at Raton to go to the washroom. After Raton, we continued through Raton Pass, and upon exiting Raton Pass, we were quite frightened by the weather, so we stopped in Trinidad for a few minutes, long enough to convince ourselves that we didn't want to spend the night there. So we continued on to La Junta, where no lodging was available. After departing La Junta, we raced to, that's a long way. I can't believe we did that distance last night. Can you do that short a time, can you?
Can't believe it.
That's like, wow. Okay. Spent the night in Dodge City, which turned out to be a little disappointing. And this morning, we left Dodge City at 9?
No, late.
Late. Well, it's
11.
Like 11. Okay. 11. And it was windy as hell and bumpy as hell all the way back. So we decided to go as far as we possibly could. So we flew over Kansas City, well, kind of around Kansas City, and all the way to Quincy, where the landing was quite scary. And from Quincy, we shot back to Champaign, where the landing was quite scary as well. And now we're here.